In a tragic accident, a cruise passenger has lost their life in Nassau, Bahamas as a result of a bull shark attack. We'll tell you what exactly went down. Plus, hurricanes on both coasts of the U.S. have caused itinerary changes across the Carnival fleet. And speaking of the Carnival fleet, there's a brand new ship just now joining. She's called the Luminosa. I'm going to give you an update about that. And we all remember the name Diamond Princess. Well, we're about to find out a lot more details about what went down on that ill-fated ship at the outset of the pandemic. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today, and welcome aboard the Carnival Valor. As we're getting started today, there's a few things I want to address first. First and foremost, my condolences go out to you if you are mourning the loss of Queen Elizabeth II, the monarch that ruled for probably most of all of our adult lifetimes here watching on the channel. She ruled for 70 years. My condolences go out to you if you're mourning the loss of the Queen today. Also, another thing that I want to address, the live stream here for this cruise, for the sail away on the Carnival Valor, it didn't happen, and there's a reason why. Unfortunately, YouTube uses something called two-factor authentication. It keeps my account safe from people who want to come in and take over and steal all my hard work. But the problem is sometimes it keeps me out of my own account, and unfortunately I experience just that issue here on board the Carnival Valor. A lot of times when you move around and you're not where your computer expects you to be, YouTube likes to lock you out of your account, and that happened. And unfortunately, the device that I typically use to allow access on my second factor, it didn't come with me on this cruise, so I had to work through other means to get my account unlocked. Obviously, I'm back online, so my condolences if you showed up for the live stream and I ghosted you. It wasn't my intent. Now let's get started with today's cruise news. We've got great news coming from Margaritaville Cruise Line. Yeah, the little cruise line that could. They're actually giving away free cruises to first responders, active duty military, veterans, and it's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is sign up for a GovX account. So head on over to Margaritaville's website and you can see if you can qualify for one of those free cruises. You might just see me on board because I've got a couple cruises with Margaritaville coming right up. Actually, one's in the next few weeks. Yeah, I'll tell you about that pretty soon. Now, our next cruise news story is for the cruise junkies like myself who just love consuming cruise-related content. Kind of like this, you're doing it right here on YouTube. Well, you might want to get out your phone, your Roku, your Fire TV, and download the Peacock app, because through NBC's streaming service Peacock, there is going to be a documentary released on September 14th that's detailing everything that went down on board the Diamond Princess, that ill-fated cruise ship that sparked tons of fear at the outset of the coronavirus pandemic. The documentary's name is Hell of a Cruise, and I, for one, will definitely be watching it. I've also been reading a book detailing not only the Diamond Princess, but a few other ships struggling at the onset of the pandemic. I still need to talk to you about that book. What would you all think about doing a live stream watch party for this Hell of a Cruise documentary, where maybe we watch it together, do a little bit of a live chat and talk, you know, over the documentary? I've got to actually provide some extra content or I will be copyright flagged instantly, and we don't want that. Now, let me know in the comments below, is that something you're interested in? All right, let's switch gears to some Carnival Cruise Line related news. The big news coming from Carnival is the Costa Luminosa has officially joined the Carnival fleet. She was christened earlier today, and she is now going to be known as the Carnival Luminosa. She is going to undergo a pretty extensive dry dock where they're going to add most of the comforts that you're used to here on board a Carnival ship, including some spa rooms, a dedicated Cloud9 spa, steakhouse, and most of the major venues that you've come to love on board your Carnival ships. The Luminosa will begin her career as a Carnival ship, sailing out of Brisbane, Australia later this year, before repositioning over to the west coast of the US to provide Alaska cruises out of Seattle next year. And I, for one, can't wait to get on board the Luminosa. I think that's going to be my Alaska cruise ship for next year. Although I'm really thinking about doing maybe 2 weeks in Alaska, on board 2 separate ships. We'll have to see exactly how things play out. These cruises are getting expensive. But you know, one way you might help support this channel and keep me cruising and delivering the cruise news is by checking out my Amazon influencer account. You can pick up this awesome cruise lanyard and also this cruiser shirt. I get tons of compliments on this thing everywhere I go. There's a link in the description below, and I'll pin one up here in the upper right. It doesn't cost you a thing, but even if you click the links, it does help give back to this channel, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's keep on the Carnival Cruise Line theme. We're talking about weather-related cancellations. Well, not so much cancellations as changes to itineraries on a West Coast and an East Coast cruise ship. Let's start with one of my favorite ships ever, the Carnival Magic. She sails out of New York City, and she often goes over to Bermuda. Well, unfortunately, Hurricane Earl is bearing down on the island of Bermuda, set to hit as a Category 1 or 2 hurricane in the next few days, and that's causing the Carnival Magic to cut their 2-day trip to Bermuda short. They're only going to be spending 1 day at Bermuda. The captain had to slip a letter under everyone's door and inform them, hey, we're running away from Hurricane Earl. And I'm sure nobody on board was all too upset with running away from a hurricane, except for maybe the Floridians. We're kind of a crazy type of people, you know, we kind of just stay put for hurricanes anymore. And the Magic is not the only Carnival ship changing their itinerary because of hurricane activity, because over in the Pacific, Hurricane Kay is bearing down on the west coast near Mexico, and that's causing the Carnival Panorama, a ship that typically sails from Long Beach down the west coast to Ensenada, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlan, to change their itinerary as well. They flip-flopped ports, and unfortunately the Panorama will now have to permanently cancel their visit to Puerto Vallarta as a result of Hurricane Kay. Is it Kay or is it Key? You know, that's the old cruise debate. Is it Ocean Key or Ocean Kay? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm not going to tell you my answer because I don't want to alienate half of my audience. That's kind of why I play down the middle. Now, before we get into our next cruise news story, I do want to remind you I'm hosting a group cruise on board the Carnival Sunshine. It's less than 2 months away, and the prices couldn't be better. If you're interested in spending 5 nights with me on board a cruise ship, why don't you check out the link to the group's Facebook page in the description below. If you click on it, it's a great way to find out just how little that cruise could cost you, and we could have a great time. Now, our next cruise news story is unfortunately a serious one, and it's going to involve the loss of life of a cruise passenger from onboard Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas. Harmony of the Seas was in Nassau, Bahamas on Tuesday, September 6th, and a cruise passenger, a 58-year-old woman from Pennsylvania, I'm going to keep her identity private in respect for her family and friends who may still be on the cruise ship even right now. Unfortunately, this cruise passenger went out to snorkel and enjoy her time in the Bahamas. And while out swimming and enjoying her vacation, she was attacked by a bull shark. Now, shark attacks are extremely rare, and unfortunately in this instance, the passenger did lose her life. So from all of us here at the Midships family, our condolences go out to the family of this passenger and all of her friends. This is a tragedy, and you never want to hear about anybody losing their life on a cruise ship. If you'd like more information about this story, there's a very detailed write-up on cruisehive.com. I will link it down below. It goes into a lot more details about this shark attack, the location, the individual who was involved, and all of that. Again, I'll link it in the description below this video. Now, it's important to note that the local authorities have permanently closed the beach where this attack happened, and there's no word as to whether it's going to reopen, if at all. So if you made it this far into today's episode, thank you so very much for sticking it through to the end. I want to let you know I am in Progreso today on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Had a wonderful time walking down the beach, enjoying the sights and sounds, and I even saw a giant dinosaur statue right before I got yelled at. So that's going to be coming up in a vlog pretty soon. Thanks for stopping by the channel today, and until tomorrow, we'll see ya on the Midships. I am so excited for that documentary on the Diamond Princess. All of those sort of YouTube documentaries, they really fascinate me to the point where I'm almost tempted to maybe work on 1 or 2 of my own. If you have any cruise-related documentaries that you think would be just really cool to hear a story from, drop them in the comments below. I'm really thinking about dabbling into that type of genre. Thanks for stopping by today. We'll see you tomorrow from the Gulf of Mexico. See ya.